Transitioning embodies my every day-to-day life. It is the majority of my identity, and it's a given that as a trans individual, my transition is gonna always be on my mind. From the moment that I wake up, to the moment that I have to remember to take my medication, to any social interaction where I'm worried, is my voice feminine enough? Are my clothes feminine enough? Are my mannerisms feminine enough? Am I safe? And it's one of those things that it can be really, really hard to get through. And I really want to make a whole separate video of the downsides of transitioning, because it's definitely scary and it's hard and it's lonely. But it isn't as lonely as the 19 years that I wasn't transitioning. Transitioning has been the best thing to happen to me. And in the 19 years prior to before I became who I am today, it was just the most lonely and scary and just awful feeling that I've ever had to experience, that I wouldn't want anyone to experience. Just knowing who you are inside, but not being able to express it in any words, being someone you're not, watching your body transform into something that you knew it wasn't. It was hard and it was scary, and it just was a different time than it is today, and people were so unaccepting, and I felt so scared to talk to anyone. It was isolating, and it just, like I said, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemies. Definitely pre-transition, understanding myself was the hardest part of my life. And a trigger warning, just in case for mental health. If you are sensitive when it comes to mental health, please click off the video. But before transitioning, there was a lot of times with attempted suicide and lots of thoughts of suicide and lots of self-harm that came my way, as it does with many trans individuals. You know, just watching your body become something scary. It's scary, it's just foreign, and it's hard. So a lot of trans individuals resort to things in such a nature. And I don't know, when it comes to what helped me through it all, it's hard to pinpoint one exact thing. But I know the major thing in my life that really saved me. And it's not gonna be Jesus Christ. This whole speech isn't gonna be some kind of me trying to convert you to Christianity or anything. Fuck that. It is music. My guitar is back there. Music has been a large part of who I identified as before coming out and transitioning. It was me, and it embodied all the pain that I was going through. It really helped me describe my feelings and my emotions and just let it out. Before I officially came out, I was a part of this rock band where I just screamed, and nothing was more exhilarating than just letting out all the built up anger, all this shy, quiet kid my entire life, just letting it out.
Nowhere do I begin.
And it really changed my life. I remember being so young and wanting to learn guitar, and my mom getting me a guitar, and from 5th grade up until my senior year, I just kept learning and practicing guitar and getting better at it, writing songs that made me feel just something. That was always my intention, was to create something that made others feel something, the way that music has made me feel something, the way that music has shaped and molded me, that has saved me, that has given me this outlet. I wanted to impact people the same way that music had impacted me. And so I started a band in 9th grade. It was called The Art That Changed Me, for that sole purpose.
I wanna find myself by the sea, and others company. I see, I wanna go out to the pier. We're gonna die, have no fear.
And it's really crazy because art has changed me. The art of music has become just who I really am, and who the best way to express myself. If it wasn't for me picking up my guitar and being so ambitious with starting bands, I wouldn't have written songs that were able to give me money to survive. I released a whole discography when I was like the poorest and transitioning. I was like almost homeless. I almost wasn't able to pay rent. I released a whole series of music, and because of that, I was able to pay for my rent for like 4 months. And it was just the craziest thing watching people come together and really try their best to support me and giving me as much love as they could. And it was so crazy that my art was able to get me through that rough time. That my art was able to get me through those lonely nights where I was alone and I was scared and I was writing in my bedroom, singing till like 4 o'clock in the morning on a school night, because I just had to vent. I had to let go of all these things that I was holding inside of me. And it was definitely a hard thing for me to get through. But music was always my one constant, my best friend. If it wasn't for me being introduced to music, I wouldn't have met my girlfriend. She came to one of my shows when I was a part of a band with my friend Chris. The Art That Changed Me. She came to one of my shows. She came to a lot of my shows, and that's how I met her. That's how she knew who I was.
I am alone, I am alone, but the promises I've made to you will always stay the same. I've stayed alive for almost 40 days.
And eventually I would have asked her to be my girlfriend, and she would tell me that I was hers. And that was just the most life-changing thing, to have her in my life, to really normalize my experience, normalize my identity, and tell me that it's okay to be who I know that I was, to know that I am, and it's okay to change. And that she was going to be there the entire time, and she was there the entire time. She'd stay there. And it's because of music that has impacted my every day-to-day life that I am who I am today. It's because of music that I am alive today, that I didn't give up, that I didn't let go of everything, of this possibility of finally being me. And it's so fucking crazy to think about it in retrospect. I've always wanted to make this video, just not really knowing how to phrase it, because art is so relative and it's so beautiful, and you can't describe it, and the feeling that it gives you, and this shelter that it brings. And it really does. It gives you this outlet to vent and to be you. And music has genuinely impacted my life in such a beautiful way. I've gotten the best friends that I've ever gained through music. You know, I've written the most powerful songs that I've ever written through music. I've made money. I've been introduced to people. I've started opportunities because of music. It's evolved me to be the person that I am today. And it's really amazing to just kind of look back and see all that it's done. Art is so important to me and to my life. And I know for other people out there, a lot of trans individuals are amazing artists, because art definitely is a way to express yourself. It is a way to show, you know, the pain you're going through without really having to come out, I guess you can say, without having to, you know, tell people who you are. You're able to show it through art. And it's so crazy that you know, just this concept, this idea can really be so helpful to so many people's lives. I'm just a big advocate on, you know, arts programs in any school. I'm a big advocate on arts in just any day-to-day life. And I'm so like keen on people like having hobbies, especially regarding to art, because it is such a relieving thing. Like if you feel like you don't have any hobbies, or you just don't have time for any, just really try your best to make time, because it can really make the difference in your mental state and really help you if you're going through a rough time. And if you're scared to like learn a new instrument, or you're scared to, you know, start drawing, I would say just fuck it. Just pick up something and just do it. And it's gonna take time and take effort, but that's the beauty of growing, and understanding yourself is growing with that. And I'm just really happy that I was able to have this. Even though I grew up poor, my mom couldn't afford the nicest guitars. I had something to really help me express my anger and just get me through those 19 years of my life. And it's crazy. And I'm not the best musician today. I'm not trying to claim that. I'm just claiming that it's helped me. It's helped me regardless of any skill level, regardless of any amounts of money that music can buy. This guitar was $400, I think, and I bought it with money I made working at a restaurant at 13 years old. And I've had it since I was 13. I'm 21 now, and I've had the same guitar. I haven't had any money to buy any new ones. And it's been my constant my entire life. And I think that's so important when it comes to pre-transition. If you're scared to transition, if you're scared to be the person that you know you are, and you're trying to get by, and you're trying to kind of wait for a moment for you to come out, only you know when to come out. But constants are so important. So I really recommend trying to find something to help you vent, to help you really express who you are. Whether that be blogging, poetry, music, art, just literally anything is just a way of expression. So whatever makes you happy, whatever floats your boat, and whatever just truly brings you self-confidence, self-worth, I think is important to express. So I know this video is a little bit, I guess, poetic in a sense. I kind of wanted it to be that way. I wanted to just really share my feelings and my thoughts on music and how it's really shaped the woman that I am today. So with that all being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I hope you guys, take something from this if you haven't come out yet and you're scared. I hope you can be strong enough to hold on and know that you're worth it, you're valid. And sometimes you might be stuck in a situation you can't escape, but there is ways of escapism without fully, transitioning or fully coming out, I guess you can say. There's forms of mental escapism, and I really highly recommend you utilize those as much as possible because they can really mean the difference. They did for me. They opened up so many doors, and I can't stress enough how happy I am to be the person I am today. Even though it might be hard transitioning, even though transitioning might be a bitch sometimes, some days you just don't even want to think about it. Some days you wish you could just live your life as yourself. I know that this body, this identity that I am, is finally me. And it's because of music that I got here today. So with that all being said, if you want to support me, I have a Patreon. I also just released an EP. Those links will be in the description. My music is great. I recommend you checking it out. And if you want to follow me, I have a Twitter and Instagram. Those links will also be in my description. Thank you guys so much for your support. We're so close to 15,000 subs, and I really am so shocked for the amount of love that I've been getting lately. And I hope you guys are enjoying these constant videos. I'm trying to produce them as much as I can, especially before I start working. So yeah, keep in store because I have some good videos coming up. More with Emily and more about personal things that I really want to share with you guys. So thank you for everything. I'll see you guys in the next one.
When the dark void came, we wrapped ourselves inside a dirty blanket, citing different opinions.